Tiffany, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah? You don't seem so good. It's a little bit of hesitation there.
Stressed.
Yeah? What are you stressed about?
Just this work. It's just work. Like this is not my idea. This is not. This was not my idea when I decided to move to Canada. It's just a lot.
Yeah. And when you were deciding to move to Canada, like, what brought you here?
School. I don't know, because my original was to come up to finish up with school, and then I got into school, and then I work now part time, feels like full time, but it's part time, and then I still have my kids, and as a single mom, I don't even want to go into that right now, how stressful that is. So
Yeah.
it's just a lot on my plate right now.
So it seems like a balancing act, really. Just trying to keep everything.
Yeah, one I'm losing.
Yeah.
Balancing act that I'm not very good at.
Oh.
So.
What are your coping things, like, to see, like, about balancing everything?
I just take it one day. Like, I don't. I think for me it's so unfamiliar. Like, when I'm home, I had everything put together. Like I had a job, I had my kids, I had that family network. I had to work late, so I would just text a cousin or the auntie and say, "Oh, I'm running late. Can you pick up? Do the pickup or whatever." But here everything is on me.
Mm-hmm.
I have no support because I have no family, so it's not like I can pass the blame and say, "Oh, you're not helping enough forward." It's just me.
It's just you, so you feel like it's all on your shoulders, like all the weight.
Well, it is because I don't have that network.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then school, I struggle a bit at school too because I think a lot of this is could be cultural.
Okay.
For me, I a lot of this that is taught is not something that when I would be home, how I would respond the same way.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a struggle.
That must be difficult, like, especially just coming straight to Canada and then diving right into it is kind of like maybe a culture shock in a way.
It still is,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I think I don't get it as much as in school, but I get it more to work.
Right.
Because at a certain age, I'm starting over again, and it's very frustrating for me to have to go to a job where people look at you as a newcomer and they just automatically make assumptions that you're not educated. This is the best thing. I think that is one of the things that gets to me to the point where I have to step away sometimes.
Yeah.
That this is the best I can do. This job is not the best thing that I can do. Like, I just want to
just like kind of walk away and
I have to walk away because, as I say, it's so frustrating, because you have people 20 years your senior out of university that's now telling you what to do.
Yeah, that must be difficult, like a kind of like a power struggle in a way. They're younger than you and they're telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Even though you might already know that.
And that's like I'm not, I'm not an idiot. I can. It's pretty simple work.
Yeah.
So I don't need 6 people sitting on my shoulder when I'm trying to do a job that I know what I'm doing.
But that's the thing too. I think that you're doing really well for yourself. I mean, you still managed to come to school. You still managed to get your assignments done. You still managed to keep a job and pay your bills and have a roof over your head. Barely, but you are, right? And obviously, like, being a student is hard, especially juggling everything that you need to do. But I mean, you said you only had 2 more weeks left, right?
Yeah, I have 2 more weeks left. So I don't know, like, I at this point, I've sort of just, I wouldn't say zone out, because I have to get the assignments done, because a lot of them are group work. But I just want to be finished,
Yeah.
and then I have to make the decision, because I've applied for university.
And how's that?
So I got a conditional offer, but I don't even know if I want to be up here
Yeah.
for another
However many
however
years.
many years.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm so over uh, this whole lifestyle. I'm not used to it. I don't want to ever be used to it.
Mhm.
You know, I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to just be living to work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't.
I can definitely see how that could be difficult. And then you were saying back home, like you have the supports, you have family, you have a job maybe lined up for you.
Yeah, like, it was just so much simpler for me, and I think I'm a bit upset with myself
Mm-hmm.
because I decided to move here, and I had this perception in my mind of what it was gonna be, and then when I got here, and it's like, you know, it's just the consistent. You you're never made to feel equal. I don't think the system. I think they bring immigrants here, but they don't they don't set out a way for you to make it. Like, getting here is one thing, but then making it once you're here, not making it, but having that quality. Like, I work, I go to school, I have to volunteer in this field. Obviously, you know, I have all these other stuff, but I have my own family.
Mm-hmm.
I have my kids that are my number one priority. So if I'm doing all these things, when am I gonna spend that time with them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now they're suffering for the mistakes that I made. And I wouldn't say it's mistakes, but it's the choices that I made
Mm-hmm.
was to educate myself. And but then what other choice do I have?
Yeah. And I think you are doing really well. Like you are almost done. You made it through, I think, 2 years. So, do you think once you're done school here that you will go to university, or do you think about moving back home?
I don't know. It's still up in the air for me.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And if you did move back home, what would that be like for you?
Heaven.
Yeah.
Heaven.
I could see living on a beach. That'd be nice. So things about spending time with your kids, like do you make the time kind of like to have that kind of self-care moment where you can actually sit down with your kids and do stuff with
I
them?
do, but then I feel guilty. Because then I'm like, I have a paper that I should be writing, or, you know, I have research, because, you know, and a lot of it is group work, so you want to hold your own in that group.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, you know, I can't use the excuses, oh, well, me and my son decided to spend the day together, you know, so I didn't do my part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
So it's kind of hard. You said you feel guilty, and like, where does that guilt kind of come from? Like, do you feel guilty towards not contributing enough in your schoolwork, or do you feel guilty in not contributing enough to, say, your son?
I feel guilty because I do put my schoolwork over my family.
Okay.
And as I said, it's not, these are my decisions. And I don't see why my kids should have to suffer for the decisions that I make. Like, I'm never, even if I'm there, I'm not available because my phone is going off, or, you know, my work has just called. Like, I would make plans and then my work would call me as a casual work and be like, oh, we need you, you know, for 6 a.m. in the morning. So then now I have to tell my son, well, we can't do it this week, but mommy will do it next week.
Yeah.
You know, and this is week after week after week after week.
So it's hard for you because you feel like you constantly have to like reschedule with people, especially someone's close to you. Like
yeah, and then I can't not take the job because
you need to pay.
I need the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm poor. I need to work.
So I sense like some frustration, I guess, in a way.
I'm very you know.
Yeah, and stress, of course.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. Yeah. So, university? What are you going to university for, or thinking about going to university for?
Social work.
Social work?
Social work.
Yeah. So you'll be continuing this diploma?
Yeah, I'll be. I'll just get a
I think it's a
post
bachelor's.
bachelor. Yeah.
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 And where would that be?
That would be University of Guelph.
Oh, okay. So now you've moved from international student to Toronto, and now you're thinking about moving again.
Yeah. Well, that's the system Toronto has.
Yeah.
Let's not make it easy.
So that would be a huge stressor probably for you, and not only you but also your kids. Would your kids move with you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's once again my choices affect my my family. They don't
Yeah.
have it. But
And how do your kids
You do?
respond to you, say, rescheduling or your decisions with school? Like, do they support you in any way?
they're very supportive because they understand. Because before I even got in full time, I spent the school part time to do all my upgrades
Mm-hmm.
to get into college, and I worked full time. And I was still never. I was always to work, and I had one job, and then I had to go to another job, because they pay you so little that you have to work consistently to make ends meet. So and I hate to say it, but I think they're sort of getting used to me never being around.
Yeah.
So
That must be hard.
it's very hard, because this is not what I had hoped that it would be.
Yeah.
Because this is not what I'm used to. At home I had a job, but I had the weekends off, and we would do family. I had family. There's always something family orientated going on. There's always a meeting at someone's house. So even if I wasn't around, our family was there for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So now if I'm not there, it's just them two, and
That must be hard for them as well.
yeah.
To go from having all of those people surrounding them to having nobody.
Yeah, and we don't have anyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the right word. No one. We don't have anybody here.
Do they still keep in contact?
Yeah,
with
we
them?
have Skype, and we do Skype, and we speak every week.
Yeah.
But and I can't afford for anyone to come up.
Mm-hmm. It's another mouth to feed.
That's another mouth I can't afford to feed.
Yeah.
So
That must be hard. I think that you are doing really well, though. You do as much as you can. You're working. You're doing school. Know that there's that guilt there about not spending as much time with your kids. But have you maybe spent time talking to them about that? Like, are they aware that this is what you're doing? It's not like you're doing it intentionally, maybe?
yeah, they're kids.
Yeah.
So I don't think obviously they know, but I feel because I know what I'm doing from the adult side of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I still sort of feel not like a failure, but like why my kid? Because my son will go on, with my daughter with, what family stuff, because they're friends, they do family stuff and they go to different stuff together, and so I feel bad for them,
Mm-hmm.
because we can't afford to just pick up and go to, Niagara Falls, or I would love to do it, but I can't.
Yeah. That seems really frustrating.
So for me to sit down and have an adult conversation with kids, I don't think I want to do that,
Yeah.
because this is not their issue, it's mine. So I don't know how.
So I think So I think that maybe within the next week or so, when you're done an assignment, maybe it'd be good to spend half an hour rewarding yourself with that free time to sit down with your son, maybe watch a show or something, or go for a walk, or even just going to the grocery store and walking around and having that interaction. I think that'd be really good for you guys.
Yeah.
And I think that would work towards building a better relationship with your kids, and that's your homework.
Okay, thanks so much, Melissa.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Okay, see you next week.